Hello, I'm Alice Erickson. This is Sally. She's my supervisor. I live in Southeast Michigan, Zone 6. I like to share my recipes, organic gardening methods, and preserving techniques with my viewers who love to cook and garden. So that way they get the most out of their harvest. In today's episode, I am making a game day chicken queso dip. The items I am utilizing from the bounty of the harvest are the Mexican seasoning and my salsa for when I cooked the chicken. Start the crock pot at low, pour in a little bit of salsa, add the chicken in, and then finish it off with the salsa. Let it cook for 4 hours. It has been 4 hours and I have taken the chicken out and I have done a simple shred because I'm going to process it in the KitchenAid food processor because I want a nice crumble. I will show you the texture that is ideal for this queso. The whole idea is to have a texture of the chicken but not be complete mush, so this is perfect. You want to save all of your liquids because you're going to be adding the cream cheese and the queso to. I have previously cooked the shredded chicken because it takes 4 hours. I did it the night before, so that way making the dip is very easy. So therefore 1 to 2 hours to warm it up in the crock pot. The cheese I'm using is queso, part skim. This is the solid melting cheese. That's important for this recipe. Make sure it's that one because there's a queso fresco and then the ultimate best, cotija. Cotija is aged and it's a little bit more salty, but it's crumbly, and queso fresco is crumbly. You want the melting cheese. And I'm going to be using some cream cheese with this. I had an accident in my mower and pestle. This guy fell off and hit the granite and cracked my original. But silver lining, I got a nice big new one. A little bit more weight, actually grinds better. Things happen for a reason, right? I'm going to be using that to warm up my seasoning. I'll give you a nice close-up of everything and we'll get to it. I'm going to start off by putting my chicken inside of the crock pot. I will be using my oil sprayer. That way my cleanup later is a lot easier. Put this on low. Actually, we'll go on high. That way I make sure my cheese melts nicely. Just put in all of my chicken. Get that going. These spatulas are nice because it's like a spoon and a spatula at the same time. Great for scraping and getting stuff. It is wise to cut your cheese into cubes. That way it's a smaller surface and that way it melts. So I just go through. Wear gloves because I don't want all this cheese in my nails. No. Cuts real easy. Nice and soft. I'll make little cubes. If you want to make this a lactose-free version, you just swap out the cheese. On the back of the package of Kraft shredded cheese, some of them are actually lactose-free. It says 0 lactose. So the other thing is there are plant-based cream cheese. So you would use that in place. My husband is lactose intolerant, so sometimes I have to modify recipes in order to help him out. But he's like, I want the real deal, so I'll take my pills and roll the dice. So I'm making the real version today. Just gonna put that in. I'm going to do the very same thing with the cream cheese. Getting to the cream cheese, switching up to a butter knife. This is real soft. I'm going to do the same thing, cut this into smaller pieces, that way it breaks down faster. Going right into the crock pot. Time to warm up the seasoning, the bounty of the harvest here. I'm going to go with 1 tablespoon would be too much. Because remember, that delicious salsa already has a ton of flavor in it. I'm just amplifying this a little bit to complement the cheese. So I'm going to go with a teaspoon. Go in, scoop it out, measure, warm it up. Use the texture side, my mortar and pestle. This is so much better. I can really get in there with this one. I'm going to put in my seasoning. Use that cool spatula and I will mix everything together as best as I can. This is some serious solid stuff. It's wanting to be all together, so I will just poke down and move like a stabbing motion. Get an arm workout. So I will let this go for about an hour to 2 hours. See if it's nice and melted and starting to bubble. And if I think it's too thick, I will add a little bit of milk to it. Just over 2 hours, and it's nice and bubbly, and the smell is incredible. So this is the perfect time to do a taste test. Time to do the taste test. Got my bowl, got my queso in my tortilla scoop. It is nice and smoky from the salsa, very cheesy, but still allows the spice to come through. All I did is add 1 extra teaspoon towards the end, by the way, which I will mention in my recipe that is in the description drop box. In the drop box as well will be the products that I've used. If you enjoyed today's episode, click that like button. So therefore the algorithm will work in your favor, and by subscribing you will be notified of the new content of this channel. Thank you very much for viewing today. Hope to see you soon.